Today we are talking with the CEO of FotoWare, Anne.
Yes.
And we have talked a little bit earlier about the customer journey and how that is rapidly changing these days.
Yeah.
And that it's very important to be found.
Yes.
Inbound marketing and so on and so on. I know that you've been working a lot with these things in FotoWare.
Yeah.
But could you please share with us a little bit about your experiences in this topic?
Yeah. I think like also already on, I think it's very important to have customer find you, but also have a message out there. Because right now, these days, customers don't want to be called.
No, that's correct.
They don't want the sales guy or girl to call you and sell you something.
Yeah.
People have a need, and then they go online and then they search for it.
Yeah.
And that's for us. When we are selling something, whether it's software or a product, we need to have information out there so customers can find us. And when customers find us and they choose us, then it needs to be very important how to buy. So potentially you need to go into a website as a customer or a user, find out what does the product do, what does it cost, what's the terms and conditions, and do I have any questions? Chat, email. You need to be available, or even if a customer goes in on Facebook and say, hey, I read about you, what do you cost? Yeah. Then you can't wait until the next business day to answer. You have to answer straight away.
Straight away, yeah. So, in other words, you can say that today's customer, they choose themselves how and when and what they want to talk to you about on their terms and conditions.
Yes. Exactly.
And that's around you turn the table around.
Yes, completely.
Yeah, completely. Yes. Yeah. Before, because if you go back to the CRM when it started, it was like the companies they kind of built the CRM system from within and out, and they decided how to connect with the customers. Yes. But now it's the other way around.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, completely. And also the thing is that it's not the IT manager or the buyer manager who buys something on behalf of the company anymore.
No.
It's the users within the company who has a need.
Yeah.
The marketing department has a need. The finance department has a need, the developers has a need, and they go online and they find it, and then we need to be available for those people. Yeah. So it's not the IT manager doesn't sit around anymore and wait for somebody.
But if I can ask you one question.
Yes.
What has been the toughest challenge that you have seen in this journey that you have done in FotoWare?
Yeah.
Can you share that with us?
Yeah. I think that one of the toughest things is to actually be specific on the marketing strategy. Yeah. So, like we talked about a little bit earlier too, you have to have a strategy and you need to know who you want to have as a customer. Yeah. Because if you can say, oh, everybody can buy, then that's fine, but you need to target something and somebody, and you need to have a vertical where you might be strong, or you say, for this customer audience, we really have what it takes for them to feel their need. We really can bring value to them. Yeah. And then, of course, the toughest thing is to have content, relevant content, enough content, new content, content that customer can learn something from. And to create content, that's very hard, and it requires a lot of people. Yeah. And you can't just fling out a post on Facebook on Tuesday and then say something on Twitter on Friday and then think that will generate leads, because it won't. No. You really have to be consistent with the audience. You have to be consistent on relevance, and you have to just keep doing it and doing it and doing it.
When as I said, the customers decide on their terms and conditions. Yes. Individually. Yeah. And that is a kind of tough challenge, because you have not one individual. You have 1,000, maybe 100,000 different customers. Yeah. How do you do this? How do you automate it or?
Yeah. Our strategy is inbound, which means that we try to be relevant so customers can find us. And then when they find us, of course, you can't sit there and pull out from an Excel sheet every customer name and then send an individual email. You have to have an automated system. And so that's it. Nowadays they call it marketing automation, and you can buy tools for this, which means that when the customer visits you, automatically they get an email. It's a little bit accustomed to them. It has the relevant information and it goes into a machine, which means that they will get information on a regular basis. And HubSpot, for example, is what we use and a lot of people use. They have really taken this marketing automation to a new level. And it's also about not the funnel anymore that we used to talk about before, where you had leads and then it became opportunities, and then the sales people had to do a lot of calls in order to get number of leads. Now it's called the Flywheel. The Flywheel, and that's you have to attract the customers, then you have to engage with them, and then you have to continue to delight them.
And this is on the fly.
It's on the fly, and then it's an ongoing process where you can never rest. You can never say, oh, I sold to this customer, great, now I move on. You have to keep them happy, because now it's so easy for customers to just unsubscribe or say, no, I want to go to somebody else. You have to keep making sure that they use the product, that they get value from it, that they use everything in the product, and keep an ongoing relationship with them.
And also have the availability to kind of adapt, because this is also changing from month to month.
Of course. Yes, exactly. And then, I think it needs, in these times, you need to really be updated also on what you sell and how the customers buy. So attending, listening to podcasts like this, attending relevant seminars, you need to be ahead of what is going on in the market. And if you sit and say, well, this is the way we always sold it, or we have such loyal customers, they will never leave. Then,
or the worst thing I ever heard is that the customer is stupid.
They're not.
Can you say that anymore?
No, it's just terrible. Because and even the customer, you're supposed to challenge the customer. You're supposed to guide the customer. You're supposed to tell the customer, look, this is what I think will bring you value. And then you have to know, of course. You can't just think about 20-year-old or relevance. That doesn't apply anymore.
Cool. Well, it's been great talking to you.
Thank you.
Hopefully our audience has learned a lot from this podcast today. I certainly have. So I'm thankful for that.
Thank you very much for having me. This is very exciting.
It is.
Yes, I enjoyed this very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.